Ahoy there, Delco. We've got a splendid episode for you tonight. We've got John Curtis from Habbersett. You may have heard that name a lot recently, especially Habbersett is the main sponsor of Delco Day 9, the Nueve.
The Nueve.
Yeah, the Nueve. Habbersett, you definitely seen that logo for where it's Scrapple. They started in Delaware County in 1863, I think it was. 1863.
He knows his meat history.
Big fan of meats. My favorite part of the Civil War was the Scrapple chapter.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. We'll get into what Habbersett's all doing. We'll get into Delco Day. We'll get into Delco. But John, how's it going?
Awesome.
You are originally from Delaware County?
I am originally from Southwest Philly and then migrated to Great Delco in 70.
As many of our families did.
Right. Great migration.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
I remember my grandparents used to tell me they were they bought the show home in Springfield when Springfield was just they were nothing, but they were building houses and they built a show home. They actually bought the show home, like I think it was on Indian Rock or something in Springfield.
Yeah. It's like buying the actual toilet from Home Depot. I want that one.
Yeah, oh, it's discounted. I'll take it.
Yeah. That's awesome.
We were so glad to get out of the city. We would take a toilet as that.
Welcome to Delco.
Right.
Southwest
we're not a toilet.
Southwest got rough. Like what part of Southwest?
Right at 56th and Chester.
My lord.
Yes.
When I used to deliver pizzas down there, and that was like the
cutoff. He doesn't just know Scrapple; he knows how to scrap too.
Yeah,
right. He had to grow up.
56 in King Sessing, 56 and all that stuff. Holy Toledo, man!
Springfield.
That stuff. I mean, no one ever robbed me there. I actually got robbed or attempted to rob more times in Sharon Hill than anywhere. But yeah, Southwest was a rough one. So you went from Southwest to
Springfield.
My lord, what a comeuppance! Did you buy a show home as well?
Yeah, just about. Yeah. Right down from the
He actually threw my grandparents out. It's like, get out.
That's so did you start with Habbersett when they were still in Delaware County?
No, not actually been with Habbersett the last 18 years.
18, okay.
So in Springfield, then went to St. Joe's from there and then started in the food business. So
okay.
Yeah.
Where were you at before Habbersett?
For Habbersett, it was actually 8 long years in Nebraska and then 5 years in Kansas City.
Nebraska.
Now,
Kansas City makes sense. They have a great barbecue from what I've heard. But
it's amazing.
What's up in Nebraska?
Not much other than Big Red football. and no Scrapple there, by the way.
Were you at least in like Omaha?
No, Lincoln.
Oh, okay, the capital.
The capital.
It's the happening part of Nebraska.
It's the university town. So when they filled the stadium with 76,000, that became the third largest city in Nebraska.
So you would just
stadium.
The stadium.
You had enough of Cornhuskers football, and you were like, I got to come back east.
I did. So
what were you doing out in Nebraska? Like
worked for a food distributor out there.
Okay.
Called Fleming Company. So started there and then moved with them to Kansas City. For 5 years, it was good to get back to pro sports for sure.
Yeah.
And then moved back east in '94. So,
my lord.
Yeah.
So you have strong ties to like farm to table distribution.
Yeah.
And nothing is more farmy than
very
Nebraska
farmy out there. Farmy and flat.
You said earlier, when you were in Nebraska, because there is no Scrapple there.
No.
Like, how far does Scrapple reach? Like,
I would say, I mean, in our wheelhouse is probably really only like a 6-state area, which would be primarily Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, and North Carolina now. Yes, I'm in West Virginia, but our real wheelhouse is 6 states.
Mm-hmm.
But we still do tons of mail order throughout the year for people that have obviously moved away from those areas and still.
So that's something they can do. I did not know that.
Yep. They'll still pay $8 to $10 a pound for Scrapple to get it.
Well, according to the Instagram page for Habbersett, it says born in Delco in 1863, gone global in 2024.
So,
okay.
Technically,
yeah. If it says it online, it's true.
Yeah, I mean, if you could mail it anywhere, right? I mean, it's
a real thing.
We can make global whatever we want.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Well, just like I told us, when we first started doing this, they're like, "Oh, a Delaware County-based radio." I'm like, "No, we're international.
It's international.
It's
Yeah.
very international."
Yeah, I
man.
listened to us when we were in when I was in Canada. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's international now at this point.
I used to have German people say crazy stuff to us. I didn't even know how to get it translated through Google half the time when we first started.
I can tell you that Scrapple is officially international because one time I went to AC and one of the breakfast buffets they had, there was a family from somewhere in Asia, and they were like, "What is this?" And I was like, "It's Scrapple. It's really good." And they're like, "Is that like a local thing?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, kind of. It's what is it?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about what it is. Just eat it. It's
Don't
great."
ask questions,
And
just eat it.
they're like, "Oh wow, this is delicious." I'm like, "Yeah, don't Google it."
So real quick, guys, I want to remind you that this show is brought to you by Fat Cow Jerky. That's right, Fat Cow Jerky, utterly perfect jerky, jalapeno garlic, honey habanero, teriyaki, pickle, and so many other great flavors. Find them on Facebook and Instagram as well at fatcowjerky.com. Again, Fat Cow Jerky, utterly perfect jerky. Guys, Wiffle Ball Mania is back at Dolan's for the Great Spring Classic. This time it's Saturday, May 25th. With John Kruk and Mickey Morandini. Team Morandini, Team Kruk, it doesn't matter. It's going to be a good time. Come out to Dolan's Bar on May 25th. Go to Dolan's Bar whenever. It's always a good time. But these two will be there for sure. And maybe other special guests. We'll find out. And if you have too much of a good time, you get yourself in trouble or get hurt at work or motor vehicle accident, personal injury or criminal law, David R. Cherry is the man with the plan. CherryInjuryLaw.com, 610-565 0300. Again, CherryInjuryLaw.com. And also, I forgot to tell you guys with Dolan's, they have new extended hours in the kitchen now. That's right. Tuesday evening, 6 to 10. Wednesday, they have lunch now, 11 to 1. And then in the evening, 6 to 10. And Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays, they're all 4 to 10. So you got Dolan's wings, which are, by the way, amazing if you haven't had them yet.
They're not like the wings you're thinking of, like
No.
anyone. They're braised. Hold on one second. That one doesn't work. Yeah, no, they like if it's the ones that he was making during the pandemic, I swear to Christ, they were the best food ever.
The only thing that can make them better is by pairing them with Habbersett Scrapple. That's the only thing that can make it better.
God,
I don't know if I could handle all that, but they do have Dolan's wings, smash burgers, fries, so much really good food, and so many great events coming up, including the Wiffle Ball Mania. So check that out. And also, I remind you guys, as we talk about Delco Day, by the time you're hearing about this, we are a month away. By the time you are sitting there listening to this audio, we are 1 month away from Delco Day. And first of all, John, you guys at Habbersett have been great to work with, number one, as an overall sponsor. And these are some other great sponsors. I'm going to go through some of them real quick with you, and we'll talk a little bit more about them later on. But the BHCU returns, Delco's credit union, the credit union Delco you need to use. Carezzi Real Estate, they jumped on real early and have been there with us, as well as Roma's Deli was the first one to jump on. PJA Services, Painting and Contracting, Delco Steaks, Visit Delco, Coach's Bar, Delco Electric, Holiday Inn and Suites at the Drexel Brook Event Center, Wolf Superior Sandwiches back. They have a great Scrapple product, the Gritty, if you haven't tried it.
Yes, they do.
So get out there and try it. I actually had one for dinner the other night. It is amazing. Edge of Philly Sports is also a new sponsor. And then, of course, Sneak Peek. We'll be doing the screen printing for this year, as well as the Delaware County Chamber of Commerce helping out, as always, on Delco Day. So as you guys can see, this is already tuning up to be a great day.
And every single one of them, I mean, every dollar given by them goes to the Headstrong Foundation. It does not go to like the event. It does not go to us. There's nothing being taken out of the top. It is 100% of every dollar that each one of them has given is going straight to the Headstrong and the two recipients that we'll be announcing later.
And also, don't forget, I forgot to mention in there because we just found out recently, Tito's handmade vodka.
Yeah.
Little Tito's, a little Scrapple. That is a normal night in my household. Come on down.
That's how I usually end up calling David R. Cherry first thing in the morning the next day.
John, you're almost like my Santa Claus. You spread cheer around the county, just one supermarket at a time. It is perfect. So we thank you for your service.
That's awesome to know.
So one thing you've explained to us is that essentially it's two companies within Habbersett, where it's Habbersett and Rappo.
Rappo, yeah.
Rappo. And Rappo is essentially more of, South Delaware, Baltimore. Habbersett is more of Delco, Philly. So it's kind of an auxiliary war of Royal Farms versus Wawa. And we all know who's winning that one. Wawa's winning that one.
Yeah, you could call it that. I mean, the recipes themselves are the old family recipes that we've kept intact.
Is
So,
the Rappo Scrapple
the
the same as Habbersett?
no, wrap is much different in
Much
its
worse.
composition. So it's a white cornmeal based product with a heavier liver product in it and a little bit different spice profile.
Disgusting.
Habbersett,
Disgusting and
obviously-
flawed.
Obviously the king of Delco and Philadelphia's favorite, which is still on the package today.
It sure is.
So it has a pretty distinct flavor that it's a proprietary spice blend that we use within the Habbersett product, and it kind of gives it that unique Habbersett taste that with the golden brown flour and golden wheat flour.
Golden brown.
So it's a pretty cool item. It's obviously had more carry than most Scrapple brands that are out there today for 160 plus years now. So
does Habbersett own the name Scrapple?
Well, no, not Scrapple itself. So
let's buy it out.
Yeah, let's trademark it.
Yeah, then everybody's going to call it something else.
So
let me ask you this question: the people who actually produce or may help make the work, like, is there like spice specialists, like the ones who know the recipe because they can't tell everybody, right?
Well, that's true. If it is a secret recipe, then not everybody can know how to dose up.
So like somebody has like the job of jobs to be the spice specialist or the mixologist of sorts of Scrapple and any recipe like that, because like
the chocolatier.
Yeah, a Scrapple-tier.
Yeah, Scrapple-tier.
I have a
Scrapple-Tastic.
I have a Scrapple-tier to my eye right now hearing about that. I'll be honest with you. I kind of want this job.
Scrapple's actually healthy for you, right? Please say yes so that my girlfriend will agree with me.
Absolutely healthy.
It's actually healthy for you.
It's got good protein.
It prolongs your life.
The fountain of youth.
Good protein in it. It's got the liver, which is a great item for
iron.
For iron,
yeah.
Yes, it has many nice ingredients that Scrapple gets dissed a lot, obviously, but we would like to think that we make the best Scrapple that's out there. We have the leading selling brand.
It is the best Scrapple, and it is
honestly,
actually.
I did not know there was any other Scrapple. I want to be completely honest with you. Like,
right.
I figured there was like Giant makes like a knockoff brand of it.
I didn't
even
think that.
Like,
I thought it was like one of those things like bacon. Yeah, you can get bacon in almost any area of the country, but like I just thought I thought Habbersett Scrapple and like that was it. Like I didn't think there was anything else. Or maybe I didn't think there needed to be. Like sometimes there doesn't need to be anything else. One and only.
Like who woke up and said, "You know what? I'm going to compete with Scrapple."
Yeah.
Like who's hurt? Who's that hurt?
Like why would you try that and want to try to compete with it? It's like, I want to go 10 rounds with God. No, not a good idea. Like you're going to fail.
Actually, Habbersett Scrapple in the Philadelphia, New Jersey area is the leading selling item in that breakfast category. It'll outsell every sausage, and it'll outsell bacon in units, maybe not dollars, because obviously bacon is that much more expensive. But it Habbersett Scrapple 1 pound will rise up to be usually number one in a lot of retail stores.
Will rise up.
Yeah,
inspirational.
and the key thing is, and I remember when we first met and talked, and we were kind of going over like. Telling you about Delco Day, telling you about what's going on. And then you kind of, teaching us about Scrapple. Now, you would think these guys, they're fat. They know what Scrapple is. What more does there need to be?
I'm fat because of all the other unhealthy things I eat.
Yeah.
If I ate more Scrapple, I would be healthy because it's healthier than a salad,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have some doctors look into that.
According to no scientific research whatsoever, it's healthier than salad. But it is like people are finally finding out that it's not just a breakfast. That's what's amazing to me. And there's been some pioneers in the Delco area who have really, and we always talk about one of them. We'll start with Wolf's. Of course, a sponsor of Delco Day, but also the Gritty. The Gritty was kind of what put him on the map.
It was, yeah.
So the Gritty, for those who don't know, Wolf makes a
cheesesteak.
It's a cheese sauce he makes himself. With a kind of a spicy ketchup in it, but there's a cheesesteak with the Scrapple just cut up right into it. and it just congeals into one amazing product on a delicious seeded roll. Which you gotta have to see.
It really homogenizes well because
Yeah.
it's the crispy roll and then the sauce and then the steak is fresh and then mixed with like all the complex textures of the scrapple itself. And it's just a treat, man. It's like eating a cheesesteak and a pie at the same time.
Yeah. And but that's my thing is like I like the fact, and then we've talked more and we've heard about the term scrapple tacos have come up.
Add the other word. Scrapple chorizo
Oh,
tacos.
I'm sorry, scrapple tree. Yeah, some of my favorite meats. Chorizo, for those who don't know, that is Mexican sausage or Mexican flavored or
Pork.
seasoned sausage.
It's Mexican pork, isn't it?
It's sausage. It's their sausage.
Yes.
Yeah. And then
My life's a
and then
lie.
scrapple, and then it is. You're thinking of carnitas or something like that.
I don't
that's
know,
the
man.
pork.
I just
but-
click on the button. Like, you know, at Chipotle.
I just
And,
check it's in the checkbox, and that works. But like, tell us about this won an award, correct?
Scrapple tacos have been a pretty awesome addition to the recipe list lately. But one of the more really cool items has
Yes,
been the
tell us.
Scrapple waffle.
The Scrapple waffle.
Yes.
So if you do in fact have any kind of waffle maker at home, don't just make silly old simple waffles. Throw some Scrapple in there, and really excite the rest of the crowd with you, because it eats awesome. So you don't need any batter to it because the cornmeal and the Scrapple does the trick for the bread part.
Naturally lubricating.
That's right.
Now, chorizo
That
is
was
pork.
actually-
It literally means pork in
Pork.
Spanish.
Yeah, but I know, but it's their chorizo's their sausage though. Like that's how they. If you go to any Mexican restaurant and it explains what everything is, it'll say Mexican style sausage. But so I took that idea, but I didn't have a waffle iron. I had a slider maker or
Oh,
like
okay. Like a George Foreman.
a
type?
George Foreman, but
Yeah.
it was like the 4 circles.
Right. Okay.
And I said, you know what? My kids were like, they wanted like cheeseburgers or something. I said, I got a better idea. Dad's going to teach you to do the healthiest thing. The doctors told me you needed more Scrapple in your life.
Mhm.
And my kids, like, they're the kind of kids, like, everything's chicken. Like, in the beginning, like, when they're really young, what is it? Any meat was chicken. If you told them it was beef or steak or whatever, they'd be like, I don't want to eat it. Even though they might like it. But if you said it was chicken, they'd be all right. It's brown chicken. You know, that's what steak was. It was brown chicken or whatever color it was. But I said, I'm making you guys special burger sliders. And I made them just little mini ones and with the King's Hawaiian, the little sweet dinner
Sweet
rolls.
roll, yeah.
The dinner roll ones.
Oh, the King's Hawaiians?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a big thing for Delco Day too, as well.
We'll get to that in a moment.
There was talks about those rolls coming.
But yeah, thank you for letting me bring that into my kids' life. We were actually a closer family now. Me and my wife were about to get divorced, and Scrapple saved. I'm just gonna be honest with you. She said, if it wasn't for these Scrapple sliders, I was about to leave you because you're a loser. And then you bring the Scrapple sliders in, and then she's like, all right, I'll stick around for another year.
Scrapple savior.
Scrapple savior saved
That
my
is
marriage.
awesome.
What is the most bizarre item you have heard of that Scrapple was used on?
Well,
Nothing,
we've
'cause it's
seen,
universal.
We've seen Scrapple pierogies. We've seen Scrapple
Explain.
lasagna. We've seen Scrapple shepherd's pie. I mean, this is where I do my Forrest Gump.
I might have to rate this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Go into
I might have to
Scrapple-
rate this episode E for erotic the way this is going.
Scrapple lasagna?
Scrapple lasagna.
So can
We
you-
can
can
make
you-
Scrapple?
Can you tell us what Scrapple lasagna?
It's pretty awesome. I mean, it's just if you fry them up as chunks in the pan and just include that, you can still use some whatever other.
So pretty
meat.
much lasagna with Scrapple.
Right.
Oh,
Put that
okay.
in there.
I wasn't sure if they changed it up or.
I was thinking
another
just layers of Scrapple and then like the pasta thing. I don't really know how to make
That's what-
lasagna.
Right.
kinda
You
what it
could
is.
layer it
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
You could layer slices right in there. We've seen a couple different variations of that.
The pierogies?
Scrapple pierogies has been. We've seen one of the really cool items that we saw at one of our culinary events, contests we did, was a Scrapple cinnamon roll.
Oh, that sounds
So
right.
they made
But, yeah.
they actually made
Salty
the homemade
sweet?
the cinnamon rolls and included Scrapple right in there.
That's awesome.
And that really ate well. Scrapple
I
egg
just
rolls.
gained like a pound. listening to this
Scrapple
conversation.
egg rolls.
Scrapple egg rolls.
That works.
All right.
That's right there. I don't know why anybody else hasn't. Like that's not even weird to me. That's a. I mean, I've had cheesesteak egg rolls, buffalo chicken egg rolls.
Yeah.
Shepherd's
pie egg rolls at Monahan's. Underrated item.
pretty good.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
What's it called? The Broadway had
Okay.
like pork sandwich egg rolls. Like they put the
Okay.
parsley rabe and the
Mhm.
provolone and the pork into the egg roll.
That's actually brilliant.
It is amazing.
That'd be a
that
good
was
wedding appetizer.
Yeah, but I think a Scrapple egg roll would be an even better.
Is there anything else in it besides the Scrapple?
Well, the normal egg roll, yeah. I mean, the vegetables and.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they go.
Oh, they zhuzhed it up.
They zhuzh it. But so we're speaking about menus, and as everybody knows, that Delco Day, you see all the sponsors on the top, but on the
Delco
bottom,
9.
Delco Day 9 are the sponsors on the bottom.
Nueve.
You see that we're going to be again at JT Brewski's,
Mhm.
right there in Sea Cane. So come on by, of course. But we're going back and forth today, and we actually were able to. They don't know, but I stole the menu. Don't tell anybody. So.
Oh, you literally screenshot off your phone.
Yeah.
After they sent the text
Yeah,
and said, please don't screenshot
Yeah.
off your phone and show it on the show tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
I was never good at listening. Again, ask my wife. So listen, they're going to have some of your staples. Let's call them that. But they have different cheesesteak options: steak, chicken, and buffalo chicken. Wing options, mozzarella sticks, fried pickles, which is always
those are indoors only.
Yes.
So if you don't know, there's two
kitchens
aspects
Yeah.
to Delco Day where it is half inside, half outside. The bands rotate one every other. Well, one's bringing down, one's playing. Yeah, I mean, so indoors you can order those things, and
The
outdoors you
spicy
can order
green
those.
beans, by the way, are really good.
Oh my
Really
god, they
spicy.
really are. Yo, they're fucking hot.
Yes, I'm telling you,
I'm a
they're
glutton for punishment. And even
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like, ooh, and they give you so many.
Isn't the idea to get a good.
When you heard the word
Another-
spicy, and then you,
Another
I never understood the fact that when people go, "Oh, I ordered that spicy item," the word "spicy's" in it, and it was hot. And I didn't like it. I'm like, then why would you order spicy if you're not? If that's
I loved working at pizza and all these places. Like, let me get 10 hot wings, barbecue. I'm like, they're not hot then.
yeah, they're 10 barbecue.
the
wings.
name, like, all right.
Then, of course, outside burgers, dogs, chicken tenders, walking tacos. Okay, so this is where it gets fun. Okay, Scrapple fries.
Mhm.
If you haven't had, you need to have. Okay,
If you haven't had, wait one more month.
yeah, one more month and come
And
out to
try them
Delco
at
Day.
Delco Day, and you'll have them
With
twice a week, every week.
Sriracha ketchup. It's a little spice in the ketchup, a little sweet and spice
Yeah.
there. Scrapple sliders on a Bernie. This
This is
hold
news
on,
to me. I didn't
hold
read
on,
this. I didn't read this till now.
Hold
Yeah,
on. This is the most Delco sandwich right now. It's so Delco, it owes me money. This is how Delco it is. This is where we go. Ready? Scrapple. You got Scrapple sliders. They're going to Bernie's pretzel buns. So Bernie's is making a pretzel bun. And if you're from Delco, you know what Bernie's is. Just leave. You
Yeah,
hand in your
get
Delco
out. Like,
card.
literally, get out.
And they're putting a pub sauce on it. So cannot wait for that. And I might try to convince them to make a few beforehand so we can taste test these
We
and
should
put some
test that.
pictures
On
out.
a Bernie's pretzel bun? This
Yeah.
I was not even aware this was worked out.
Yeah, you heard that, Bernie's. And then they're gonna have a Scrapple egg and cheese, fried American cheese on Alyssio's Kaiser. Because you have to know Alissio. Sorry, I love Alyssio's. One of my favorites. And then
Lucio's is the best around
and
nowadays.
then
like,
really to Delco the day up, throw some Imperial pizza in there coming at you at night.
yeah, at the end of the night, we just have them drop off like X amount of pizzas every hour just to,
And they're awesome
Get it
about it.
going.
They give it to us,
So there
to
is.
sell it to then it puts money right back in the pocket of Headstrong. So
we can make a Delco taco where we actually get a Scrapple slider on a Bernie's pretzel bun and wrap it in a slice of Imperial pizza.
Well,
and it shoves.
hold-
It makes
hold on.
South
There you
Street
go.
taco look like nothing.
hold on, I gotta back it up because we kind of breezed over one. I don't know if
The
you guys
walking
noticed it.
tacos with Scrapple.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's amazing. If anybody doesn't know what a walking taco is where you take a individual bag of Doritos and crush them up, and then they put the taco, everything but the shell inside the bag, and then you walk around and eat the taco with the crushed up Doritos. But this time, instead of just
For
chicken-
most of our listeners, it's like a chi-chi when you're in prison, but you're not in prison and it has Scrapple.
Yes. And so chicken and beef for those options, but they're gonna have a Scrapple option too. So I love a walking taco. I cannot wait to try a walking taco with Scrapple.
My Lord.
God Almighty! You know what? I think we should find one more sponsor. Any cardiologist out there looking? I'm telling you now.
Why, Al? Scrapple's healthy.
Because they're
That's
they're
right.
going to be there to tell everybody how healthy that Scrapple option is.
Right. Yeah,
You need them to be there to reinforce everything we're saying based on no
we're a
science.
big fan of eating clean.
Right.
Yes. Good life decisions is
Yeah.
what we're all about.
Let us be your guru on your journey of health.
Also, when you're done with that, Holbrook will help you with all your financial needs.
Yeah.
You guys are in trouble.
You know, like bad players coach. Like that's what I would be. I'm bad with money, so maybe I should tell people how to use their money.
Those who can do and those who can't teach, right?
Yeah.
But all right, so Scrapple, like, and like you said, there's some people just like they hear the word Scrapple and they turn their nose up to it. I think.
Why are they so hurt?
Yeah.
Who hurt them?
Yeah. Who did something that made them not like? What did they do to them, John?
Why were they abused?
Why did Satan punish us by creating people like that?
Yeah, Scrapple is a funny item. It is a love-hate item, and the
I hate how much I love it.
yeah.
I wish I hated it.
But we have enough lovers that will search the earth for it and enjoy it, so we don't pay much attention to the haters.
Yeah.
So it started at a farm in Middletown Township, which is the outskirts, my favorite word ever, the nether region of media, the nether realm outside media, right?
Well, actually, yeah. I mean, the marker today would be Linville Orchards. Really.
Oh, that's a little fun
really
fact.
where the plant was located.
Did not know that. I always thought that was Linville Orchard for like 1,000 years.
Right. I only know where the Middletown Fire Department company is, and I figured that was it. I don't know.
So yeah, that's the old plant location as far as in the Habbersett family.
So wait, when did they ultimately move?
It would have been through or to the late 80s.
Okay. Is that when Linville came around? Like I don't know while you guys are talking. I'm gonna look this up.
So that barn that burnt down at Linville, was that part of Habbersett back in the day?
Likely was. Yeah.
Holy Toledo!
Yeah.
Look at the history lesson we're learning today, Al.
Listen. I always kind of thought we knew our history pretty well, but I was dead wrong.
Well, we've got 6 months until another episode of Delco Jeopardy. Now, I think that's going to be a question.
Uh,
By the way, Habbersett was a final Jeopardy answer on one of our Delco Jeopardies.
Really?
Yeah, I forget
That's
exactly
cool.
which one, but it was. Yeah, I remember our first ever one was Romano's Stromboli. They were all food related,
Right.
and then Habbersett I think was year 2, and I can't remember the exact question.
well, I got a great call the other day. So a friend of mine works with me with the other company. He was going away to Florida for a little while.
Rehab or Disney World?
Actually, vacation this time.
It's Disney World.
Disney World. Well, no, he was on the. I guess that's the West Coast, the St. Augustine on the west.
Yeah.
Coast.
Yes.
So rehab.
Yeah, call it for
Yeah,
what
it's
you
a
want.
rehab.
Yeah,
It's rehab.
it's
Yeah.
rehab. But
It's fine, Al. Sometimes we need to go dry out.
It was funny because he's from Northeast Philly, which I had to explain to him.
Definitely rehab.
So rehab.
Yeah.
So
So I had to explain to him, like, you're just Delco from the other side. Like I call him the Stranger Things version of Delco. Like that's
the
what
upside down world.
They're the upside down world of Delco. So he's like they actually had a really early flight, so they ended up staying at a hotel down in Essington. And he goes, "Hey, I'm in Essington. You want to hang out? I'm bored." I said, "Well, where are you at?" He's like, "I'm literally driving by Romano's."
Romano's.
And then like Romano's, he's like, "Is there any place to eat down here?" I see this Romano's place, and I'm like, "It's actually the home of the Stromboli."
He created the Stromboli
He's
in
like-
1954.
He's like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, they claim that they are the creators of the Stromboli." He's like, "Are they any good?" I'm like, "I never ate it. I just know that."
I give them every couple years. I'll go buy one, and I'm sure they're good. But the problem is they sell them in such volume. So it's a very comparable thing. Pika's,
Yeah.
great pizza, right?
Yes.
Great pizza.
Yeah.
But Pika's sometimes on weekends makes a whole bunch of cheese and pepperoni ones and freezes them and then thaws them out as they come in because the volume's so high they can't make them from scratch or whatever. Romano's, I believe, makes them, freezes them, and if you don't catch a fresh one, you will wonder how the Stromboli caught on. But if you catch a fresh one, I'm sure they're great.
So I actually told him to go down the street to American
Yeah.
because American Spy is amazing. I don't know if you ever had it. They've had some different things there and believe some Scrapple items as well. So
Dude,
you gotta check it out.
we have our sponsors or whatever, and I just have to give a shout out. Like America's Pie is like elite level food.
Yeah.
Like it's
And
not on par with like random takeout places.
They
It is
actually did
elite
Delco
level.
Day 4.
Yes, they did.
4, yeah, it was.
Yes,
They actually brought
the pickle pizza.
They brought a travel pizza oven to Delco Day 4 when we were over at Marty McGee's in Prospect Park, and they had pretty much, I would say, and they have a giant menu. Like I said, the specialty sandwiches alone, would you say 40? Holbrook alone?
Nah, I mean it's probably like 12.
No. Specialty sandwiches have to be at least 25.
I don't know. I kind of order from there like once a week. It's like
And
12.
and then they have other pieces. But my point is,
It's not
they have
40.
they have to have at least like 60 plus items on that menu easily. And they probably brought 75% of those
like
items.
20, but
No, he's just so wrong. I'm gonna pull up the menu and count them out right now.
It's going to be on the board.
Yeah, I want to put it up.
they have the Pistol Pete. They
Yeah.
have the one I had recently that was spectacular. Yeah, they have maybe they have like 20 sandwiches.
But speaking, Holbrook, real quick of sandwiches. I know, like, all right, Alec, I think we've talked about enough food, but I do want to bring up another Delco Day special sandwich that is already out there. And by the way, I've tried now. I had it for dinner the other night. I put it out there. It is amazing.
The way my head is in the picture looks like I'm resting on Scrapple.
You look, it looks like you're resting on Scrapple.
I never felt more comfortable.
It's never felt so alive.
Ooey
But our friends at Wolf, or Dan Wolf at Wolf's, is he has a special sandwich called the
Headstrong.
The Headstrong.
I had one over the weekend.
I had one. I was doing the draft right from where I'm sitting, and I actually sat here and had a Headstrong. So this is how much of a fat body I am. Thursday, I did the draft live Thursday and Friday here. Sat right where I'm sitting right now. Thursday I had the Headstrong. Friday I had the Gritty for dinner. So yeah, nice. I need to get
honorable mention. I have the Cifero. I think that's what it's called. My God, that is one of his best sandwiches ever, and it's a forgotten about one.
The American Nightmare,
American Nightmare is one of the best.
One of the best.
It's a Thai chicken cheesesteak. Spectacular, but this is the Headstrong.
So number one, people are probably sitting there going, I don't live in Aston. I don't like leaving my 8-block radius of my hometown. Well, if this
brick shed scares me.
Yeah. I've heard of Aston. I never want to go back. No. This picture I took from right here is actually Uber Eats. So if you want to get a Headstrong, which is made directly for Delco Day 9, you can come out, you can go in there and order, and a part of the proceeds of the sandwich are going to be donated to Headstrong for Delco Day. So you can do that. Get yourself a Gritty. Get yourself one of these. So let me tell you about this sandwich. Though. Now, there's not a Scrapple on it, so it's not 100% perfect. It's like 95% perfect.
Well, they say the Scrapple for Gritty, man. Diversify.
Yeah,
diversify. Yeah, diversify.
But let me break this down.
The lack of Scrapple makes the Gritty makes you want it more.
Makes you want a Gritty.
Yeah.
So they have Cap'n Crunch chicken. So people are like, what is that? It is like a chicken cutlet, but instead of just breading, they use Cap'n Crunch smashed up and deep fried that way, which gives you that savory, sweet flavor. It's amazing. I make it for my kids. I make Cap'n Crunch chicken fingers, and they love it. Bacon, jerk sauce, lettuce, tomato, pickles, and a mango salsa. You're like, what? Yes, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And garlic mayo. He recommends the cedar roll. I recommend the cedar roll as well. The cedar roll is amazing because you know what? As you can tell, that's a lot of sandwich. These sandwiches, even for a big guy, a half a sandwich is like a lot of sandwich.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
I mostly eat them with a fork.
Yeah. But the seeded roll holds up better. And that's why I would say seeded roll is best for this. Maybe the seeds reinforce the bun. I don't know. That's based on no bakery science there either. So don't go by it. But whatever it is, it holds it together. It flavors it better. But check it out, the Headstrong, and parts of the proceeds will be going to the Headstrong Foundation.
He's also got his point of sales system is you know how when you go to Giant and they're like, do you want to round up to pay Giant? I'm like, well, I'm doing my own work here. No, I don't.
Yeah.
You
want to pay us to self-checkout?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
You want to help us get a tax break?
He installed basically the same system that all the money rounded up goes to Headstrong up until June 20th. So if your total is, 1948, you can offer to give the 52 cents,
Yeah.
and it goes straight to Headstrong.
And I'm not going to release anything about it, but in about 10 days or ish, I will be going to our other sponsors, which for Delco Day, which is Roma Deli, and that's on Mac Daddy Boulevard. I guess that's considered Holmes, right? Yeah, that's Holmes.
That's Holmes.
That's Holmes. Right next to the old Barnaby's, the Ridley House now, for those who are not familiar with, it's right next door. There is going to be a Delco Day 9 sandwich, and I will give you one piece of information about that. It will involve Scrapple.
Oh, shit.
It will involve Scrapple. It is one of my own special concoctions that we're gonna do there, and we're gonna sell out of there, which again, proceeds will go towards the Delco Day 9. So a lot of things. So guys, stay tuned to our social media from pretty much, I mean, if you haven't done it already, but pretty much here into the end, because almost daily there's going to be some new piece of information coming out, new bands, the band lineup. You want to go over that real quick, Holbrook?
You can just throw it out there.
Okay.
Yeah, throw it out there. We'll leak it. They already know about it. Sam Vile, who's played at a handful of Delco Days, he's great. I don't know if he's going to be under the incarnation of Vile Bread or himself. He's leading it off. He has a show later that night. That's great. We always need some quality people during the day. He's going to be spectacular in that. DMV, who have played at Delco Day before, that is the former band members of a band called Scars Like These. They were big in the punk scene. The guy Tommy Scars, he died of a heart attack way too young from a general thing, didn't abuse himself like a lot of people did. Unfortunately lost. They're reuniting and doing a tribute kind of show to him. That's going to be early. They're cool with that slot. I think they'll be great for that because people are going to start coming in, because from 3:20 to 5:20, the Let There Be Rock School on McDade Boulevard, they showed up last year. They were one of the first acts out there, and they packed the goddamn place. They have a handful. I want to say it's 4 bands of all their students, different age groups and whatever, mostly covers, sometimes originals.
Very, very talented kids.
But we're not talking a fucking piano recital.
Yeah.
Like, they'll whip out like Eruption by Van Halen. Like, it's
By the way, the kid from last year was probably the coolest lead singer of all time, and he was like 8.
And they
this kid oozed machismo. Like, he had charisma coming out his pores.
And the founders, they've been on this show before. They are an excellent interview. They have some of the coolest life stories, life experiences, and they don't just teach these kids the scales on the guitar, or the piano, or the rhythm on the drums. They teach them how to be a band, and they teach them how to be rock stars, because their goal is to get them, like a contract, like out there. They're not out there to be musicians. They're out there to be rock stars, and it shows. Jeremy Milligan is he's spectacular. He's gonna be playing from 5:20 to 6:10. He most covers has some original stuff. He's come a long way. 6:10, we do our swearing in of non-native Delconians. You get a little flag, you do a speech, take a note to the county. It's, all for the shits and giggles. We have the Headstrong people come up, tell us about where it's going and all that stuff. Usually takes about 20 minutes. And then at 6:30, Vincent James, he was on the last episode, or actually we put these out of order. He runs a charity called Keep Music Alive. I forget the exact name, but he literally did it part-time when he was working at Boeing. Then he quit. He cashed in his pension at Boeing and does it full time, and it went from a handful of music stores out there to completely global. Then Berserker, they are a Dolan staple. They have been on MMR a couple times. They are every major Dolan's event. They are Prague. The singer Nick McGrath is great. It's great. At 7:40 is this really, really shitty cover band called Electric Furby that I may or may not be the guitarist of. They're playing for a little over an hour, and everyone knows that is 1 hour where you get to physically abuse me with no consequences. You can punch me, you can throw things at me, you can take all your hate out on me for 1 full hour while we're on stage. Then we'll be bringing into this. There's a band called Offline, and I've been obsessed with them. They keep playing at a lot of McDade establishments, like under the radar. And they're going to be a pleasant treat. They're replacing Buzzkill, who normally is there and packs the place. Offline's a damn fun replacement. Then Loaded, Upper Darby, and Springfield Zone. They anything from Elvis to Irish stuff to rap. And then the same thing carries over into Mike Barkley. And then we have a DJ from midnight until, let's call it 2 a.m. Al disappears. Now we're stuck with this on the screen. So, John, anything to tell us about Habbersett or anything like that going on?
Yeah, I'll mention his friend going to Florida. If you do venture down to Florida, and this is why Scrapple is global. You can purchase Habbersett Scrapple in Florida at all Publix stores.
Oh, Publix.
Yes.
Okay.
But you have to look for a little trick. You have to look for it over in the frozen meat section because
they just don't
They
understand.
do not sell it refrigerated. They sell it as a frozen meat item. But at least, hey, you can get Scrapple in Florida.
Yeah,
So that's a cool thing.
So when I'm in rehab.
Yeah.
So yes.
But what if I'm in rehab for Scrapple? Then I'm in trouble.
June 3rd when I get down there after my meltdown at Delco Day 9.
We're always good for a good melt because for anybody who doesn't know all the work that goes
Last year was the first time I didn't have a meltdown.
Yeah, I had one the year before. Last year wasn't too bad for me. Yeah.
Well, we had our meltdown the 2 days beforehand dealing with the police.
That was a different story.
Yeah.
Completely different story. Yeah, but
normally it's just like it'll be like 2:01 p.m. and I'll literally be like crying in the corner going, "No one's coming. We failed. It's all a waste. It's all a waste."
Actually, last year what made it a little easier on us is because the
kids,
the School of Rock were there and people were bringing, and this is the thing for Delco Day for those who really don't know, like, because you might not think it's family oriented by the sound of it, but it really, in the beginning, it is. Like, we try to, that's why it's such a long event, and we always wanted to add in the ability for, because my kids, like, I have an 8-year-old and a 15-year-old, like, I want to go and see what it's like. I'm like, it's not, but with the young kids playing, first of all, like I said, very talented kids. They had families, grandmothers, grandfathers, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, packed the place. They had to go buy like 2 cases of chicken fingers because they ran out in like the first hour and a half because all the kids that were there. But and it's great. And then everybody gets a wristband, so then you can take the kids home to the babysitter or have the older kids watch the younger kids or whatever it is you're going to do, and then you come on back. You don't have to pay to get back in. You have your wristband. Maybe you can put on your Delco Day shirt, which we'll be revealing hopefully in the next few days, and party until you get kicked out. Pretty much.
We had 1,800 people there last year, and it was perfectly we won 1863 this year in honor of Scrapple.
Yeah, 1863.
And it was just perfectly diversified throughout the day. It was, the kids are playing outside, so everyone fit perfectly outside. The end of the night was just, it is not your typical fundraiser. It's not like inspirational stories. It is a day of partying. It is full Delco. Come relive your high school grudges, your high school crushes. Be a problem. Like, I don't care, whatever. Just be there. And
I think I say this every year, though. In all honesty, like, for all the Delconians we have in one area, we really haven't had problems.
We have never had a meeting.
Outside of Holbrook getting thrown out, like, one time, that was it. But he deserved it. So it was all cool. It was normal.
Yeah, we have had no major events, knock on wood, because everyone, I mean, it's not even tooting our own horn. It's everyone is having just genuinely a fun time. There's no time for drama.
Yeah, like, really, people, we've had bachelor parties, bachelorette parties. We've had 21st birthday parties.
We have another bachelorette party coming this year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I told you, I think the story, I don't know if we didn't tell it on air, but I had a bus that there were people from New Jersey out for a 21st birthday party, and they wanted the full Delco feel. And they happened to be out that day, and they saw Delco Day was at where Marty McGee's when we were there, and a double-decker bus of people is like, I see 60 people walking. I'm like, what is going on? And had the time of their life. And it's going to continue to be that way. So if you haven't been, be there.
Yeah, last year was by far the best one, and this one is setting up to be even better, especially because Scrapple's on board. Like, it's very fun to be able to like incorporate the main sponsor like into the planning and all that stuff. BHCU, I love. They're absolutely great. They're a great credit union, but it's kind of hard to be like, come out to Delco Day, and also, how is your 401k doing? Like, with this, it's like, oh, you're drunk, you're Scrapple, yeah.
Think about it. We're just helping you out. You're gonna be less drunk in the morning, less hungover, we'll say, in the morning, because of all this Scrapple that you ingest. Because according to no science whatsoever, Scrapple kills hangovers.
It's a real fact.
It's a real.
It is a true
it's
fact.
a true fact based on no scientific.
It's the antioxidants.
Day 9, and you do get hungover and wake up with a bunch of Habbersett tattoos on you. Well, you know where they came from.
I will absolutely get a
We
Habbersett.
have
I actually
tattoos coming.
I have an idea. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull this off, but I might see if I can throw this together between now and for the 1,863rd person to come to Delco Day. I will personally buy them 5 pounds of Scrapple. They will be the winner of 5 pounds of Scrapple to take home. If you're the 1,863rd person there,
If we break
2,000 people, I will get a Scrapple tattoo.
I'll do it.
If we do that,
We'll talk to RC. Get RC to do it.
If we do that out, you're not just going to give them 5 1-pound
Oh,
blocks
no.
of Scrapple.
No.
It's going to be the 5-pound block.
The infamous log. The log.
So, I don't know, guys. You guys know what the Blackstone grills are? They're like the flat. They're not the regular grills. They're like the flat metal grills, like a griddle almost, but they're outdoor. So you have to season it. Like every year, I clean it off and I re-season mine. The first thing I use is Scrapple. It's the first thing I use. I just go get one of those big
Good primer.
5 pound. Yeah,
Naturally lubricating, Al.
it's funny that's actually what they wrote about me in my my yearbook.
Naturally
when I graduated.
lubricating.
Naturally lubricating. So I'm like, I don't know what it meant. I don't know what it meant, but I ran with it. I actually have a T-shirt that says it. But no, I seasoned my Blackstone grill. I go get one of those 5 pound bricks or blocks of Scrapple. I slice them up and I just use it to help season it for the summertime, which means that's going to be happening probably in the next couple weeks.
Pretty quick.
I might have to do that. I might do a video of that. Do like a speed up video of it just for Scrapple, just for Delco Day.
Love it. Al, anything else?
Other than
I can just sing the praise of Scrapple.
other than John Curtis is a god to me. Other than that,
Yeah.
there's not much.
You have the most
You are my
fulfilling
hero.
job, I would imagine.
You're my hero.
Scrapple definitely is a fun item to sell, but we're really excited to be part of the Delco Day 9 and to support Headstrong Foundation.
Yeah. That's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be a real fun event, and we'll see you all there.
Awesome.
Spectacular.